Good one. Well, Nasrat, congratulations on the victory. We see you, the ice bag on your leg. You came in with a crutch. So physically, how are you feeling after that?
Actually, except my calf, I'm feeling good. First one was a good one, and he kicked my nerve on my calf. It threw me a little bit off. It was some adversity in the fight, but I adjusted with great coaches, with a great corner. They got me through the fight.
Landon's obviously was making his UFC debut. Is that the type of fight you expected from him in there?
Honestly, sometimes you get the guy on, let's say, short notice, newcomer. They are so excited. And the UFC signed him, so he must be UFC level. Sean Shelby doesn't make stupid decisions. He knows what he's doing. And when he offered this guy a contract, that means he's ready. He was pumped, and sometimes a fight is always 50-50. You go in, it's 0-0. It doesn't matter your experience. When you have a guy like him, like a dog, it can be an exciting fight like we had today.
In the first round, he came out pretty aggressive, and he was attacking you a lot with those leg kicks and a lot of his punches. When you're in there fighting him, considering you knew this was his first fight, are you thinking like, I know he can't keep this up. If I withstand this, he's going to fade?
I knew with guys like this, he was so nervous backstage, so nervous, so excited. And guys like this, they can be dangerous. They come out, throw everything what they have, and man, I'm a human. I can get knocked out, clipped. Nobody's untouchable, And you need to be aware of this. And I think I did it. I adjusted. I stayed patient. I picked him step by step. And like you saw, like his cardio went down, my pace went up. Yeah.
Did you think you would be able to put him away in the final round?
Honestly, 100%. I think I can knock out everybody in this division. But when he hurt my calf, it took my base, Like you're fighting on one leg. I didn't have footwork anymore. It was big adversity. I never had this in a fight. You saw many great fighters, they lose just because somebody kicked the calf kicks. You saw McGregor against Poirier. He smashed his calf, he just went down. Today I experienced myself, and man, those calf kicks hurt. But I just let the dog outside of me because this is what I liked. I like the violent fights. Like you saw, beginning of my career, I think I did it today. I'm back.
And this was your first fight in a little more than a year. It was your first fight of 2023. So what do you want the rest of your year to look like? Are you hoping to fight one more time, or can you physically even think about fighting right now?
Last year, I had 5 surgeries within 10 months because I had many injuries I took through all my career in the UFC. I was stupid. I fought with injuries, with broken hands. Last year, I took care of my injuries, And I became much smarter than before. I took my time to get healthy. Last couple of months, I trained hard. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take fight by fight, see what my management, my coaches, what the UFC offers us, and be a little bit smart. I just turned 28. This is my 11th UFC fight. So I'm not going to repeat the same mistakes as before.
The final one for me, I do have to ask about the earthquake in Morocco. So when did you hear about that news, and how much did it affect you here tonight?
Man, yesterday night, today in the morning, I heard the news. It's very heartbreaking because Morocco is now my new second home. They really welcome me with open arms. It's a beautiful country with beautiful people. Afghanistan, my origins in Morocco, we are brothers. We are very similar in culture and everything. When I heard this, more than 1,000 people, my last update, died. A city, Marrakesh, with so much history, many old buildings got destroyed, and this is damage you cannot, it's something very heartbreaking, and I'm going to go back to Morocco as soon as possible and try to do whatever I have in my power to help the people there.
Did you have to kind of put your phone down and put that news aside for a while to focus on your fight? And was that difficult to focus on this fight knowing what was happening back home?
Yes, for sure, because my wife, actually, this time I took my family with me during fight week. My wife sent me updates, now it's 500 people died. I said, please don't text me anymore really like this, or don't tell me anymore, because it's just very heartbreaking, And when you hear it, people are dying, because it really can take your focus away, So I put my phone down. I told my brother, don't give him my phone. My brother was in charge of everything, and yeah.
Nasrat, with your first fight in nearly a year, have the fans in Australia made it a glorious return to the cage for you? Have they been welcoming for you?
Yes, for sure. We have a big Afghan community here. I loved every second of it. Originally, I was supposed to fight last week in Paris, and so much happened. My opponent pulled out, so much stress. And then they offered me a new guy, at the end of the world. We traveled the whole world. We came to Australia. Like, it was a crazy but good experience. We made the best out of it, and it was amazing because we have so many Afghan fans in the arena. I really felt the support also from the Australian fans. It was a great experience. Thank you, guys.
For sure. And Bobby Green is scheduled to face Grant Dawson in October. Would that be a fight that you'd be interested in running back, depending on how that one plays out?
Yes, for sure. Because when I fought Bobby Green, there are no excuses. First of all, I don't like to make excuses, talk about injuries. It's my responsibility to go into the cage 100%. But the reality is I was handicapped. My foot was broken. My hand was damaged. Against a guy like Bobby Green, you need to be more than 100% with a good game plan, be focused. I went 15 minutes with the guy who finished legends like Tony Ferguson. And of course, I want to run it back, but it's unlikely in the UFC to have rematches. Maybe in the future, let's see who wins. Maybe Grant Dawson, he wins. Of course, I'm aiming for the top 15. Step by step, I'm going to take my shots and attack the top of the division.
Nasrat, just here. You've become quite a veteran in the sport, and Landon obviously making his UFC debut tonight. What did you make of his performance, and how do you view his future in the sport?
He's a great kid. He's a good fighter. He was so excited. He was so nervous. I think he's going to improve fight by fight. Today, he had a good, he really let the dog out. In the UFC, sometimes you just need to be, let's say, sorry for the word, you need to be really a big dog, just go crazy, and he did it. And man, I have 10 times more experience in the UFC. We're similar age, but in the end, experience is always superior, Also for me, I'm not the most experienced guy. Step by step, I'm going to improve. I'm going to work on my holds. But he had a great showing. Congratulations and welcome to the UFC.
And just last one, you obviously mentioned how stressful this camp was, and the fight last weekend, being moved to this week. How nice is it knowing that this is all finished and one of the hardest camps of your career has come to an end?
It was a very long preparation, so much stress, opponent pulling out, changing. It's a great relief. But when I heard the news today about Morroco, of course I'm happy that I won. We had a great fight, but it's really a bittersweet taste in the mouth, because you cannot really be happy 100% from the heart, especially what's going on also in Afghanistan, in my home country. You see 40 years of war, the people are suffering. And man, I just wish peace all over the world and no suffering. This is really my biggest wish I have. Yeah.
Nasrat, one more in front. You've obviously been in the UFC for quite a while now, but given everything that was leading up to this fight, and then what happens yesterday, and then how enjoyable this fight was to watch, where does this win rank in your career?
I don't try to fly too high, because I already saw so much in the UFC. I fought the top 10, and I got excited. I was young. Man, I don't like to speak big. I'm just going to show next fight, a better fight until I reach top 10, top 5, fight for the title. I'm just going to let my actions speak. Enough with words.
Obviously, there's a big fight coming up between Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the fight and who you think wins.
Man, I think Islam is really pound for pound #1. I think he's going to show his class. I trained with Islam. He's a good friend of mine. We trained in Las Vegas 2 years ago. He's a great guy. I love him. And he's a different level. He gonna destroy Charles Oliveira and hopefully get the pound for pound #1. Thank you, guys.